You are listening to PastThink.com audiobook. Please like and subscribe, thank you. Chapter 10. Zhu Gui shoots a whistling arrow from an arbor. Lin Chong arrived at Liangshan Marsh in the night during a heavy snowstorm. While the leopard's head Lin Chong was drunk, he lay down in the snow, and being unable to rise was seized and bound by the farm laborers and carried to a courtyard. A farm laborer came out of the yard and said to them, "Our master has not got up yet, so you had better hang this man up by his hands under the tower at the gate." By daybreak Lin Chong had recovered from his drunkenness. Looking round he realized that he was in the yard of a big farm. He shouted out, "Who has dared to hang me up in this way?" A farm laborer, hearing him shouting, came from inside the gateway with a stick and spoke in a loud voice to him, "So your spirit is still unbroken?" The farmer, whose mustache had been singed, also came on the scene and said, "Don't ask him, just beat him. When our master gets up he will cross-examine him minutely." The farm laborer beat him accordingly. Lin Chong had to submit to this beating, but he said, "Never mind this. I have something to say to you." Just then another farm laborer came on the scene and said that the master was coming. Lin Chong saw him strolling with his hands behind his back, and upon arriving at the veranda he heard him say, "Whom are you beating?" The farm laborers replied, "Last night we arrested this man who was stealing our rice." The gentleman approaching recognized Lin Chong. He immediately told the laborers to go away, and releasing him asked, "Drill instructor, how is it that you were hung up here?" The farm laborers all retired. Lin Chong recognized Chai Jin the small whirlwind, and immediately said, "Sir, please save me." Chai Jin said, "Drill instructor, why have you allowed these villagers to disgrace you and bring you here?" Lin Chong said, "That is hard to explain in a few words." The two men went inside and sat down. Lin Chong then related in detail what had happened at the forage depot. After listening to this, Chai Jin said, "Elder brother, you have been unfortunate. But today heaven has taken pity and made all straight again, so that you need not worry any more. This is my eastern estate. You can rest here for a few days, and then we will discuss your affairs again." He then told a laborer to bring a new suit of clothes for Lin Chong, and also to set out wine and food in the room which had a fire in it, as he would ask Lin Chong to dine with him. Lin Chong stayed at that place for about a week, but we need not say anything more about that. The superintendent of the prison at Songzhou reported to his superior officer that Lin Chong had killed the head jailer, Lu Qian, and Fuan, and had set fire to the army fodder depot. Upon hearing of this, the magistrate was upset, and immediately issued an order to every district and village that all lower officials were to do their best to arrest Lin Chong. Full particulars were to be given, and a full description of Lin Chong was to be placarded in every village and on the roads, and a reward of 3,000 strings of cash was to be given to any person who gave information leading to his arrest. They were also to make a strict inquiry and search for Lin Chong in every house in their districts. When Lin Chong heard of these measures being taken, he was so afraid that he felt as though he was sitting on a carpet full of needles. He waited until Squire Chai Jin returned to that estate, and then spoke to him. "I know that you do not want me to go, but I really must depart, as these officials are making careful inquiries and a strict search for me from house to house. Should they come to your house, you will most certainly be implicated. As I am aware of your liberal-mindedness, I beg you to lend me some money to cover my traveling expenses, and I will go and hide in some other place. Should I not die, I will certainly recompense you and serve you in any capacity." Chai Jin said, "As you, elder brother, wish to go, I will write a letter, and you can take it to a place I know of." "How will that do?" "As you, squire," said Lin Chong, "will assist me in that way, I will go and live in that place. But I do not know where you want me to go." "It is a village surrounded by water, called Liangshan Marsh, with a fortress in the center called Wanzi Fortress, and also Liaoer Hollow. The village has a circumference of over 800 li. Just now there are 3 fine fellows living there. The chief is Wang Luan, nicknamed White Clothes Scholar, the second man is Du Qian, nicknamed Sky Feeler, and the third man is Song Wan, nicknamed Guardian in the Clouds. Those men have about 800 brigands who plunder the people. Most of them are men who are wanted by the officials for some serious crime or other, and they have fled to that place as a refuge. The 3 leaders just mentioned are fine men, and as I am intimate with them, they frequently send me letters. I will write a letter for you to take there, and you can join their band. How will that do? If it is as you say, said Lin Chong, it will do very well. Squire Chai Jin said, the officials have posted 2 military officers at the pass to cross-examine all persons who leave or enter Songzhou, and have posted up the notice about you there where you will have to go. Chai Jin bowed his head in thought, and then continued, but I have a plan to enable you to pass them. Lin Chong said, if you assist me in this matter I shall never forget your benevolence. The squire instructed a servant to take Lin Chong's bundle beyond the barrier erected on the road, and wait there for him. He then summoned about 30 horsemen arrayed in their hunting dress, carrying bows, arrows, flags, and spears, with falcons on their arms, and hunting dogs in leash. He placed Lin Chong in the middle of the company. They all mounted, and left together for the barrier. Upon arrival there the military officers recognized Chai Jin and his men. These officers had been to Chai Jin's estate before they were commissioned. They now got up from their seats and asked, Sir, are you going to have some sport again? Chai Jin dismounted and asked them, What are you doing here? They replied, The prefect of Songzhou has issued an order that the criminal Lin Chong must be arrested, and we have been specially appointed to watch this place. We have to closely question all travelers and merchants who pass this way before letting them pass. Chai Jin laughed and said, I am smuggling Lin Chong through among this company of men, so why don't you recognize him? The officers laughed. Your Excellency knows the law so well that you would not do any smuggling. Please, sir, mount your horse again. Chai Jin again laughed and said, That being the case I will get along, and should I kill some game I will make you a present of it. So bidding them adieu Chai Jin and also his followers mounted their horses and rode off. After riding about 5 li they came to the place where the farm laborer was waiting for them with Lin Chong's bundle. Chai Jin told Lin Chong to dismount, take off the hunting dress, and put on his own clothes that the farm laborer had brought along. This he did, then buckled on his sword, put on his felt cap with the red tassel, shouldered his bundle, and holding his halberd in his hand, he saluted Chai Jin and departed. The hunters then mounted their horses, and after the day's sport they presented some of the game to the officers, and then returned to their village. Upon leaving Chai Jin, Lin Chong traveled for about 10 days. It was almost the end of the winter, and there were heavy clouds in the sky. A cold north wind was blowing, which scattered snowflakes over the countryside. He plodded along through the snow without stopping anywhere. One very cold day when it was just getting dark, he saw in the distance an inn almost buried in the deep snow. It was close to a lake and on the bank of a stream. Upon arriving there he lifted the reed curtain hanging over the door, and hurriedly entered. Looking round he saw that there were many tables and stools. He took his seat, leant his halberd against a table, hung up his sword, set down his bundle, and took off his felt cap. A waiter came forward and asked him how much wine he wanted. Lin Chong ordered 2 jars of wine. The waiter brought and placed them on the table. Lin Chong then inquired what food he could have. The waiter said they had beef both cooked and raw, a fat goose, and a tender chicken. Lin Chong ordered 3 jin of beef for a beginning. The waiter very soon brought this in on a big tray with several kinds of vegetables. While Lin Chong was drinking about 4 bowls of wine he noticed a man walking about with his hands behind his back, and occasionally going to the door to look at the falling snow. Presently the man asked the waiter who the other man was who was drinking wine. Lin Chong saw that he wore a fur cap with a deep rim, a rich gown lined with sable, his boots were made of deer skin, and were neatly made, he was tall, and had a commanding appearance, he had prominent cheekbones, a mustache, and a small beard. Lin Chong called for some more wine, and upon it being served he asked the waiter to have a bowl of wine with him. After the waiter had drunk his wine Lin Chong asked him how far it was to Liangshan Marsh. The waiter said that although it was only about a li away there was only one way, and that was by water. Lin Chong asked him if he could get a boat for him. The waiter said that as there was so much snow, and also it was getting dark, he could not find a boat that day. "If you can find me a boat at once, I will give you plenty of money," said Lin Chong. The waiter said that there was no place there where he could find a boat. Lin Chong wondered what he must do under these circumstances. But after drinking a few cups of wine, he became more perplexed. Previously, when he was drill instructor at the eastern capital, he had drunk wine and had a good time, but who would have thought that Gao Chio would injure and brand him, and then force him into his present predicament? "I am," he thought, "a castaway, although I have a family I cannot go home, a country, and yet cannot visit it. It is enough to break one's heart." Being so much chagrined, he asked the waiter to bring a pen and ink, and wrote a poem on the white wall. Justice he loved, loyalty his glory. For these his fame was sung. And far and wide they knew the hero, the man of deeds, Lin Chong. But now he sails on a sea of trouble, drifts like a reed, and where? But powerful east of Mountain Tai. With luck he shall rule there. This written, he put down the pen, and had another drink. As he was drinking, the man with the fur-lined gown came forward and embraced him, saying, "What a brave man! You committed a great crime at Songzhou, and yet you come here. The officials have offered a reward of 3,000 strings of cash for your arrest, so what is your object now?" "Do you know me then?" asked Lin Chong. "Are you not Lin Chong, the leopard's head?" Lin Chong said, "My name is Zhang." The man laughed at this and said, "You need not talk so absurdly. You have just written your name on the wall, and also your face is branded so that it is quite clear who you are." "So are you really going to arrest me?" asked Lin Chong. The man again laughed and said, "Why should I arrest you?" He then requested Lin Chong to come with him to an arbor at the back of the inn, where he told the waiter to take a lamp and some wine. Upon arrival there he gave him respectful salutation, and then they sat down face to face. The man said, "I just heard you inquiring about the road to Liangshan Marsh, and about engaging a boat. That is the stronghold of some robbers, so why are you going there?" "I will tell you all about it," said Lin Chong. "The police are doing their utmost to capture me, and as I have no safe place to go to, I am going to join the band of the fine fellows at that mountain stronghold." "As matters are like this," said the man, "there will certainly be a man who will recommend you to the robbers." Lin Chong said, "A friend of mine at Songzhou in the Henghai County has given me an introduction. Perhaps he is Chai Jin, the small whirlwind?" "How do you know that?" "Chai Jin is on friendly terms with the chief of the bandits at the mountain stronghold, and correspondence has been continually passing between them," said the man. Previously, when Wang Luan failed to pass an examination, he went with Du Qian to Chai Jin's house, and lived there for several days. When they left, Chai Jin gave them money to cover their traveling expenses, and so they are beholden to him. Upon hearing this, Lin Chong saluted, and said, "Although I have eyes, I do not recognize your eminence. I request your name." The man again saluted before replying, "I am an agent of the robber chief Wang. My name is Zhu Gue, but the robbers call me Dry Land Crocodile. My native place is Ishui County in Izhou Prefecture. I had an order from the mountain stronghold to open a wine shop here, so that I could spy and listen to the conversation of the merchants and others who pass this way. If I hear of any valuables, I go and report them to the headquarters on the mountain. If the traveler has no valuable, I let him go. But if he has money, I either hypnotize him or kill him outright, then cut up the flesh and salt it, and boil the fat into oil for use in the lamps. I heard you inquiring the road to Liangshan Marsh, so I did not treat you in that way. Also, I saw you write your name on the wall, and I had heard of you as a great hero from the men who had passed this way from the eastern capital, but I had not expected to meet you. An introduction from Squire Chai Jin combined with your widespread reputation will ensure you having a responsible position under our chief Wang." He then prepared some fish, meat, and other food, and entertained Lin Chong. Both of them sat in the arbor at the side of the lake drinking and eating until midnight. Lin Chong asked whether they could get a boat to take them across. Zhu Gui assured him that he could get a boat, and he need not worry. They could stay there until daybreak, and then depart. So they both went to their rooms for a sleep. At daybreak Zhu Gui called Lin Chong, and after washing they had their breakfast consisting of wine and meat. It was not yet very bright. Zhu Gui opened the windows of the arbor, and taking a bow decorated with magpies, he shot an arrow, which had a whistle attached, across the water to a spot where the reeds were flat with the ground. Lin Chong asked what was the purpose of shooting the arrow. "That is a signal to the stronghold," said Zhu Gui. "A boat will be sent very soon." In a short time they saw about 5 bandits in a boat emerge from the reeds on the other side, and they quickly rowed the boat across to the arbor. Lin Chong picked up his baggage and weapons, and was conducted onto the boat by Zhu Gui. The bandits rowed the boat across to the other side, and brought it to the Jinsha bank. Upon touching the bank Zhu Gui conducted Lin Chong ashore. The robbers carried Lin Chong's baggage and weapons, and the party started off to ascend a hill that was there. On both sides of the road Lin Chong noticed that there were large trees of enormous girth, and halfway up the hill they passed an arbor which was lavishly gilded. Upon turning a corner they came to a barrier where there were arranged many spears, broad swords, two-edged swords, halberds, bows, crossbows, short spears, and all around were round logs and boulders for rolling down the hill against an ascending foe. The bandits went inside to report their arrival. The 2 men, Zhu Gui and Lin Chong, entered the stronghold, and advanced between 2 rows of armed bandits who had their flag flying. After passing through 2 more barriers they came to the gate of the stronghold. Lin Chong saw that there was a drilling ground as flat as a looking glass, and with a circumference of about 1,958 yards, and surrounding the spot on all sides were lofty, majestic cliffs. On 2 sides were small buildings, and in front was the principal entrance. Zhu Gui conducted Lin Chong to the assembly hall, where in the principal seat was Wang Luan. At his right hand sat Du Qian the Sky Feeler, and on his left sat Song Wan. Zhu Gui and Lin Chong both stepped forward, saluted and called out Nua to attract attention, and the latter took up his position slightly at one side, and behind Zhu Gui, who introduced him. "This is drill instructor Lin Chong of the Imperial Guards from the eastern capital, commonly known as Leopard's Head." Because of the enmity of Marshal Gao Qiu, he was branded and banished to Cangzhou, and while there the army fodder depot in his charge was burnt down. Because he had killed 3 men he fled to Squire Chai Jin, with whom he is on very friendly terms. The latter has written a letter of introduction for you. Lin Chong took the letter out of his breast pocket, and handed it to Wang Luan, who requested him to be seated on the 4th chair, and Zhu Gui to be seated on the 5th chair. Wang Luan then ordered wine to be brought, and after they had drunk 3 cups each he asked about the health of Squire Chai Jin. Lin Chong replied that Chai went hunting every day. After asking the question Wang Luan thought of the time when he was only a poor scholar, and being without luck, he had come there with Du Qian to join the bandits. Afterwards they had been joined by Song Wan, with many men and horses. He had no special ability, and Du Qian and Song Wan had only common military skill. This man had been a drill instructor, and he must have great military skill. If they admitted him he would soon see their weakness, and take advantage of it, and in case of a fight how could they overcome him? Should they decline to receive him he would be angry. But if they offered excuse, then he would go away, and they would avoid any trouble. But that would look as though they had forgotten the kind treatment they had from Squire Chai Jin. However, under the present circumstances they could not allow him to stay here. He therefore told his followers to prepare a feast, and invited Lin Chong to take part in it. All the 5 men dined together, and when they had finished Wang Luan told the servants to bring a tray with 50 taels of silver, and 2 rolls of coarse silk cloth. Upon their arrival he stood up and said, "Squire Chai has written us a letter introducing you, and recommending that you should join our band, but unfortunately we are short of rations, and the rooms are in disorder, our followers are very few, and I am afraid that your prospect would be spoiled by staying here. We hope you will not laugh at our small presence, or be offended, but we hope that you will be able to find a bigger stronghold than this where you can stay." Lin Chong replied, I request you to listen to what I have to say now. I heard of your great reputation over 300 li away, and I have come a long distance to find a refuge under your roof. Relying on the influence of Squire Chai, I fled to your stronghold to join your band. Although I have no ability, I hope that you will allow me to stay here, as without flattering I can say that I am willing to die in case of danger. I did not come here for money, and therefore I hope the chief will take my request into favorable consideration. This is only a small place, and we cannot afford to keep you here, said Wang Luan. Don't think we have any other reason. Zhu Gui remonstrated with Wang Luan, elder brother, please allow me to speak on this matter. If our supply of food is small, we can borrow some from the neighboring villages and distant market towns. As for dwelling, there is enough timber on this mountain and the surrounding land to build 1,000 houses. This man has come here with an introduction from Squire Chai, so how can we ask him to go to another place? Moreover, Squire Chai previously treated us well, so if we do not receive this man here it will look bad. This man has great skill, and will use it to our advantage. Du Qian said, I do not think that it is right to say that the admittance of this one man will be too much for our stronghold. But I say that if we do not receive this man, Squire Chai will be offended, and will think that we are very ungrateful. As he helped us so much in the past, how can we turn this man away? Song Wan offered his advice, in view of the great influence of Squire Chai I suggest that we keep Lin Chung here, and make him one of our leaders. On the other hand, if we do not employ him, all the other outlaws like ourselves will laugh at our lack of gratitude. You are overlooking something, said Wang Luan. Although this man committed a great crime at Songzhou, but you do not know yet what his real intention was in coming here. If he has bad intentions, what will you do? Lin Chung said, I fled to this place to join your band because I had committed a crime. Why do you suspect me? In that case, if you really want to join us, you should present a membership application, said Wang Luan. I know something about writing characters, said Lin Chung. Please let me have ink and paper to write it out. Drill instructor, said Zhu Gui, you do not understand. When anybody joins our band, he must present an application. That means that he must go down the mountain and kill a man. Then when he returns and presents a man's head, the chief will be satisfied. That is what we call presenting an application. Lin Chung said, that won't be difficult, and I will go at once and get it done. But I am afraid it will be some time before anyone comes along. Wang Luan said, very well, I will allow you 3 days, and if you present your application in that time you can join us, but if you fail to do so then do not blame me if I don't admit you. Lin Chung agreed to these conditions. He then went with the bandits to his quarters, and slept there that night. During the night Zhu Gui departed, and went down the mountain to his inn. The following morning Lin Chung got up early, and after breakfast, buckled on his short sword, and took his halberd in his hand. He then summoned one of the bandits to show him the way down the mountain, and crossing the lake by boat, he hid himself at a lonely spot on the road waiting for someone to pass. He waited there from early morning till late at night, without a single individual passing that way. He was very disappointed at this, but summoning the bandit they both returned to the mountain stronghold. Upon reaching the stronghold, Wang Luan asked where the membership application was. Lin Chung replied that not a single person had passed him that day, so that he had not been able to get ahead. Wang Luan said that if he did not get ahead the next day it would be awkward. Lin Chung did not reply to this as he was so depressed. He went and had his meals and then went to bed. The following morning he again summoned the bandit to go with him down the mountain. The bandit suggested that they should go to the southern road that day. They did this, and hid in the forest on that road. About noon a large party of about 300 people passed, but as they all kept close together Lin Chung dared not attack any one of them. He still kept looking out, but not another person passed that way. Lin Chung spoke to his bandit companion, how unlucky I am. Here I have been watching for 2 days, and no single person has passed me. Elder brother, never mind, said the bandit. There is still 1 more day left, and tomorrow I will go with you to the eastern road. When they got back at the stronghold, Wang Luan asked where the head was. Lin Chong dared not reply, but simply heaved a sigh. I suppose you have not got one today, said Wang Luan laughingly. I gave you 3 days, but 2 have already passed without any result. If you don't get one tomorrow, you need not try to see me, but instead you must leave the mountain at once. Lin Chong withdrew to his quarters in a very melancholy frame of mind. Gazing towards heaven, he sighed as he thought how that thief Gao Qiu had ill-treated him, and how both gods and men had not given him the least assistance. Really, he had had very bad luck. The following day after breakfast, he packed up his things in a bundle and left them in his room. Then, picking up his weapons, he departed with his bandit companion and went down the mountain and across the lake to the eastern road. He said to the bandit, if I do not get ahead today, I then have to go and find another place where I can get a peaceful living. They hid in a forest there until noon without anyone passing. The snow had ceased falling, and it was a very bright, clear day. Lin Chong, picking up his weapons, spoke to his companion, I see that I am again unfortunate. I think I had better get my bundle and set out for another place before it gets dark. His companion pointed with his finger and said, fine. But is not that a man coming? Lin Chong looked in the direction pointed out and said that he felt ashamed. In the distance he saw a man coming along by the foot of the mountain. He waited until the man got near, and then taking his halberd he struck it against the ground and jumped out of the shade of the forest. The man, upon seeing Lin Chong, exclaimed Aiya, threw down his load and ran away. Lin Chong ran after him, but could not catch up to him. The man disappeared round the shoulder of the hill. Lin Chong spoke to his bandit companion who had followed him, you see what bad luck I have. After waiting for 3 days, the man who turns up runs away. The bandit replied, although you cannot kill the man, you can seize the bundle of valuables he has left behind instead. You can carry the baggage up the mountain, but I will wait here for a little time more. A short time after the bandit had departed with the booty, Lin Chong saw a tall man again coming along the road. Lin Chong said to himself, now heaven is assisting me. The man was armed with a long-bladed halberd, and upon getting near and seeing Lin Chong, he shouted in a very loud voice, you thief! I shall murder every bandit I can get hold of. Where is my baggage? I am going to arrest you as you have pulled the tiger's whiskers. So saying, he sprang forward, and Lin Chong, noticing his extremely fierce expression, advanced to encounter him. The fighting of this man with Lin Chong resulted, as we shall see, in an addition to Liangshan Marsh. At Liangshan Marsh, tigers bold and fierce. At water margin, beasts with glaring eyes. We will now relate who this man was.